So, I want to show you very quickly what I mean by condensed fonts or semi-condensed fonts being more legible than regular fonts. So the one on the left here is Helvetica, which is the default font that nowadays all text gets put on Wix when you drag a text thingy from here onto the page, and if you haven't formatted your text styles, which you will do from here and which I will talk about at some point, then it will be Helvetica. And then what I have on the left here is a semi-condensed font right here, Barlow semi-condensed. It's in exactly the same point size, and what I would like you to do is I would just like you to take a minute and let me just get rid of the rulers here so that you can see this even better. Try to read what's on the left and then try to read what's on the right, and then decide which one is easier to read. And you will probably find that the one on the right is going to be much easier to read than the one on the left. And the reason for that is if I zoom in a little bit more, you will be able to see this. Now, this font, Helvetica, which is actually a very beautiful font, and it has many beautiful usages, but it's not really suited for paragraph text because it's very round. The round characters are really round, which means that you have a lot of space left between one character and the other, so you don't really get a good baseline. Now, there's obviously no problem with the straight characters, those are fine, but the minute you start getting round characters, then you start getting a lot of space. And especially if you have 2 round characters or even 3 round characters like here, side by side, then it really starts breaking up. And the thing about, let me just move over here. I need to zoom out a bit. And what we have here, on the other hand, with the semi-condensed font, is that because the font, let me just move this over here, bring this over here so that we can zoom in a bit. What we have is that the round characters are actually not round, but they are more like rectangles. So they touch the base line of the sentence much more strongly. The round characters here, like the D here for example, or the O, they only touch the base just a tiny little bit. Actually, what I should do is I should reactivate the rulers, add a ruler here, and just put it right here below this, and then add another one and put that one like right here. And now let's zoom back in, and let me just move this here. I'm just keeping it right on this ruler here, and then this one here I'm just going to move in like this. And now let's zoom in one more time, and as you can see, the round letters are only just barely touching this blue ruler, whereas when you look over here, the round letters like the che for example, or the O here, they are actually touching the ruler in a much firmer way. Much more of them is touching the baseline, and that is what makes semi-condensed much more easy to read than regular fonts that are not condensed or semi-condensed. And so for your paragraph text, you should always be looking for a font family that actually has a semi-condensed, or maybe a condensed, but semi-condensed is what you should really be looking for, so that you can use that for your paragraph texts.